Cup, brought to you by the Nickel Plate. Sit, sip, savor, and shop.
Hi, everyone. Good morning to you. It's 8 o'clock on the start of your Friday morning. Glad you're with us to start the day here on Second Cup. Brought in our friend Taylor Anthony, who's here with us this morning, filling in for Katie. Glad you're with us. How's the week been for you?
It's been good. It's been good. Going out and being live. It hasn't been too cold yet. I'm getting ready for it because I know it's coming.
Saddle up, sister.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
You were out at this Fall-A-Day market, is what they're calling it.
Yes, it was super cute. Super cute. It's open this weekend for the first kind of like kicking off the fall season because it opens back up for Christmas. But right now it's all fall decor, fall themed, crafts, foods, everything, you can think of. Super cute.
So that's happening at the Richardson Olmsted Complex this weekend. It starts today. And if you're interested in more information, it was included in our 7 Things to Do this weekend with Julia Salori. So John will pop a link in the comments here for a million other things to do. Well, 6 other things to do this weekend here in Western New York. Peter, good morning. Says, hey, Taylor, love that color on you.
Thank you.
I know, isn't she so cute?
Thank you.
Taylor, we were all saying how comfortable you seemed this morning. Like, you just seemed like you were in your element, like you're having a good time, lots of stuff to see.
Yes, it was fun. I feel like shoots like that, first of all, I just love going out, meeting people, meeting members of the community. I feel like for being new to Buffalo, it's like the perfect role to be in. But this morning specifically, just kind of talking with the people beforehand, and I'm getting used to being live and, having conversation, keeping it natural and telling the story as well.
Girl, you're great. Lori says, where is that? That's at the Richardson Olmsted Complex. It's right on Forest. So if you're familiar, it's right between Elmwood and Grant. And that used to be the old, well, for lack of a better term, insane asylum. I'm not really sure what the politically correct term is, but mental hospital? I don't know.
Institution or...
but nonetheless, that's where it was. And it used to be Hotel Henry. Then now it's, what is it? It's the Richardson Olmsted Complex. I don't even know what it's called at this point. Nonetheless, it's the old Psych Center. Thank you very much, Peter. Gosh. Jeanette, exactly. You guys should do this job. You know exactly what I'm talking about, though. It's a beautiful building.
Oh, it really was.
Did you get to go inside?
No, we didn't go inside, but I could kind of see, and they had some of the lights on, and like I think the first part was the hotel and like the ballroom.
Yeah,
I could kind of see in, but they were telling me how much they've been renovating the inside.
Yeah,
preserving the outside, but renovating the inside, so it's a lot has gone into that.
It's so cool. Lori says I'm going down by there later for my birthday. Happy birthday, Lori. Okay, let's talk about what's happening in the South right now. This morning, there are so many people who are still struggling, and we were talking about this back and forth with you at 5:15 about the number of people who need help. After Hurricane Helene. This has been one of the most devastating hurricanes, the most deadly, as a matter of fact, mainland U.S. hurricane since Hurricane Katrina in 2005.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe that? I mean, when you think about 2005, August 2005 is when Hurricane Katrina hit, the Superdome, the roof blown off, the people on top of their houses begging for help. This is more deadly than that. And when you see the scenes, you see these flooded out streets and the people who are walking around, trotting on horseback, trying to get to and from wherever they're going, looking for that help. We know Western New Yorkers always step up and do the right thing. Have you seen that yet?
I could just feel it, just being out. And I was able to stop by the Red Cross the other day to get some footage of them. They're on their way down, or I think they're down there now. So I can just feel it. They say Buffalo, specifically the city of good neighbors. You can just feel that energy almost everywhere you go.
Well, so we've got Tim and Sean with us this morning from the Erie County Blotter. Speaking of good neighbors, they are collecting donations from Western New Yorkers and driving them down south. In fact, they are in Tennessee this morning, and they are looking for more donations when it comes down to how we as Western New Yorkers can help. So basically, you guys, what they're doing is leaving Tennessee, where they are right now, driving all the way back up to Western New York, reloading, collecting more stuff, and then driving it back down there. So Tim and Sean, good morning to you. Glad you're both with us. Explain what the scene is like down there.
Right now, the images you have just shown are exactly the scenes. Roadways are washed out. Villages are completely washed away. There's coffins that are unearthed from the ground. There's right now over 600 people still missing in the areas that we are sending items to up in the mountainous ranges of North Carolina. Right now we're currently 3 hours north of Asheville, east of Asheville, headed back home to reload a truck that we have taken down, an additional 26-foot Penske truck. We have multiple drop locations now that we have listed on our Erie County Blotter website. There is a huge, huge need for Benadryl. We have stopped literally every store on our way here. Everybody is wiped out. The bees are attacking everybody from being flooded out of their ground homes. There are diabetics in need of their insulin. There is a cold front coming this coming week that everything's going to be down into the 40s. So we're coming back to reload with even more essential items like propane heaters, charcoal, fire starters, fire logs, generators, portable heaters, more EpiPens, more Benadryl, everything we possibly can bring to them. If you can think of losing everything, what would you first need? And that is pretty much everything that we need
Well, Tim and
because these
Sean,
people have,
maybe what you guys can do is explain to us how we can get involved, where we can drop off, because you guys are coming up from Tennessee, but when are you heading back down?
We're leaving Tuesday morning. We're going to be leaving from Williamsville on Berkeley Road again. We've got 3 drop locations, one in Cheektowaga, one in Lockport, and one's going to be set up once we get back. It's going to be in Williamsville at the original location. All those addresses are posted on our Facebook page.
we have Angola Fire Company as a drop company for the South Towns.
And they will also be joining us going down there.
We have a entire convoy right now pretty much arranged to bring down ATVs and rescue supplies because this trip we are going into the trenches and to assist with rescues.
Sean, we saw you on air this morning. One of our reporters had spoken with you yesterday, you and Tim. But Sean, you were emotional, in tears, it seemed, describing the situation down there. What has this been like for both of you? Tim, you too. I'd love to hear, and I don't want to hear. I mean, obviously it's an awful situation, but I want to hear from you. I want to share your voice, and I want to make sure that people understand how impactful this has been for you.
For me personally, it's been a very emotional roller coaster from people bringing all the donations to the house and just the overwhelming support we've had. It has brought a tear to, then there's other times of frustration, and then other times of just being super happy because we're doing what needs to be done and seeing how it's affecting other people. So it's literally been a roller coaster of emotions. Yesterday on our live feed our live feed on Facebook, when we announced that we were doing this again and, organized a little bit more, we had 2 gentlemen reach out through that live feed saying that they were going to donate $600 each. And that sent me over the edge at one point, and I just started crying. It's just, the outpouring of support's amazing. So
For me, the images, people that know me, I have a connection with the SPCA, and to see the animals that are left behind right now, and the children that are in mud, and the families that are just remember back when we were under 7 feet of snow and we asked the country for help, and the country responded. And I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but Western New York has made a huge impact down here because we have been all they've seen so far. So
That
that is driving us to make this second trip.
And there is so much positive feedback from our viewers here this morning. And I just want to go down the list of where you can donate. Starting Saturday, noon to 9 on Berkeley Road in Williamsville. Taking donations this morning, Meadow Lawn Drive, Cheektowaga, Academy Lane in Lockport. And somebody was asking which fire station in Angola. It's Angola Fire Department Station number 2. Kristen says, you guys are amazing. So glad, Teresa, that you're able to understand what's going on here. This is the page that Tim and Sean both run. It's called Erie County Blotter. And traditionally what they're doing is sharing events and information about issues that are happening in our community, whether it's police or fire, otherwise. And this is kind of been like an auxiliary mission for them to try and make sure that people outside of Erie County, people outside of Western New York are helping or being helped by Western New Yorkers. And we know Western New Yorkers always step up in times of need. Let me just ask you guys this really quick, because I think that you are our eyes and ears down there. And again, we're sharing your voice, and vis-a-vis, you're sharing other people's voices. Is there enough government help? Have you seen any government agency on the ground there? You said that some folks have only seen you guys. What's missing?
Where we're going into yesterday when we made the delivery, we got word back from our connection down here in Miss Missy that they were the first people they have seen since the hurricane. It's the first supplies that they've seen, first relief that they've seen. As far as any kind of military, or we've seen very little, if any at all.
There's reports of looting, people stopping trailers, slashing tires. There's people that have brought their own rescue helicopters. We have yet to see FEMA down here yet. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but Western New Yorkers are down here where we are, and we have been told by everybody that no help has yet to been reached by them. We still have addresses of people that have no water, no power, have yet to see emergency crews because there is no access to them, because the roads are washed out, the hills are all washed down. So the only way to them is by horseback or ATVs. And there is a lot of clearing to do to get up into these mountainous areas, that a lot of it's on horseback, foot, backpack. The efforts that it's the community here in North Carolina and the Tennessee area that have come together in small packs to make this possible is amazing in itself. And to see Western New York now down here helping out our friends and our neighbors, it's been an emotional roller coaster ride.
We certainly thank you guys for your efforts, and you guys are doing heroic work for people who really do need the help this morning. And when you see the dire situation and the pictures that are coming out of Asheville, Tennessee in particular, you realize Western New Yorkers, this is our time to step up and really do what's right. So John is in the comments right now. He's posting everything that's from the Erie County Blotter page that these two guys run, and whether you can donate some non-perishable food, some water, or if you can afford it, some cash. It seems like it goes a long way, and all of this is going to be available for you in the comments, and we will also include it for you on WKBW.com. Final thoughts, guys.
If we can also include right now a huge need of shovels and chainsaws that will not be coming back to Buffalo are needed. So if you have those, please let us know.
And again, thank you, Western New York, for first making the first run successful, overly successful. Not that that's a bad thing. And it sounds like we're going to have a just as big, if not bigger, success with this second run. So thank you, Western New York. Thank you, Buffalo. We're really showing these guys some Buffalo love.
We will keep you all in our hearts.
And please keep us updated, you guys, and anything that we can do to help you out, let us know. We'll be there for both of you. Thank you guys so much. Safe travels back to Western New York. And we know that you guys are going to be doing the hard work bringing things back down there on Tuesday.
Thank you to you guys.
See you soon. Safe travels. Okay, let's talk about this morning, because I am, first of all, can you believe?
Not at all.
Right?
Not at all.
These guys, you know, when you talk about Western New Yorkers and you talk about doing what's right when no one's looking, like, it's so hard to feel like you're doing something productive for a community in need, but these guys are doing just that.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about being here. Everyone is in it together. And when we know it as Western New Yorkers, that when weather hits, when there's a natural disaster, people are always throwing stuff at us. How can we help? What can we do? What do you need? Here's some money. We're going to do the same, and we're going to reciprocate. Exactly, Peter. Communities were there when we had the Blizzard Tops incident. We need to be there for other communities. Exactly. And Teresa said, I knew our area would come through. Caitlin, I'll take a look at that on our Facebook page. So thank you for tagging us and sharing that with me. Okay, here's the biggest what the F moment of the day. No joke. This is the craziest thing. What is happening in the city of Buffalo? Now, for the second time in just as many years, a driver on city time in a city truck is driving without a license. This is what I'm talking about. The garbage truck driver, according to officials, who hit the 17-year-old twice, backing up down Rhode Island at 14th earlier this week, is on administrative leave without pay. And now we come to find out that this person, this driver, was driving without a license. Why do I say what the F? I'll tell you. Because about a year and a half ago, the same thing happened on the West Side. Remember this video? This was Niagara Street in Austin, where a City of Buffalo driver, again, driving on city time in a city truck, wound up, right, plowing into all these trucks, damn near missing, almost hitting, really, this little boy who was walking in the street. How does this happen? Where is the oversight? How does the city not know its drivers of these trucks don't have licenses? Shirley says, really good question. I wondered that. Peter says, you have every right to drop the F-bomb. Kim says, why isn't the city checking from time to time on their employees' information? That is my question. Who is watching this stuff, and how many more are there out there who don't have a license?
That's just, isn't that your typical like background check when you're applying for jobs, and especially like a city job specifically?
Right.
You would think that's something that wouldn't be overlooked, considering you're operating a vehicle that's mandated by the city.
Right. And who knows what happened here. Paula says, I'm required to submit my professional documents yearly. I'm assuming they had their licenses revoked, so they don't know. Caitlin says, and these cops had nothing they could do to track her down. How did she have a truck with City of Buffalo stickers and threatened to hit me? Oh, Caitlin, this is new to me. Tell me more about that. Peter says, common sense says if you don't have a license, don't be behind the wheel. Who is responsible here? Great question. And then Kim wondering the same thing. Who is in charge? I mean, the buck stops at City Hall on the second floor, and that's the mayor. But, you know, obviously he has department heads under him. But what is the process? What is the protocol?
Yeah.
And should we be checking more often? Danielle says, is that a special license to operate a garbage truck? I'm not sure. That's a good question. Do you need a CDL to drive a garbage truck? I'm not too sure. Peter says, I used to work at hotels, and especially for shuttle drivers, license checks were made regularly. Paula says, and they want to start their own ambulance service. I mean, who is behind the wheel of these city vehicles? Now, I mean, realistically, this driver backed up twice over a 17-year-old, according to these eyewitnesses, and that 17-year-old in critical condition this morning. I mean, seriously hurt. So will they sue the city? And if so, will they win? And will they now have to pay out a settlement, which would be a potentially large settlement of taxpayer dollars? Interesting conversation. Lori says, people disregard the law these days. My dad weighing in here. Hi, Kev. Seems to be a common thread of government failures regardless of locale. Barb, good morning to you. Class B for garbage truck. Howard weighing in. Yes, you need a CDLB and have to follow drug testing protocols. Diamond also weighing in here. Class B, I believe it's a written test. You don't have to demonstrate your driving, though, for these size vehicles. What?
Wouldn't you think that would be part of the test, considering you'll be driving around the city?
What? Lori says, why was he backing up so far and so much? Howard, but government entities, don't they follow the same rules as private contractors? You would think. Peter says, if the family files a lawsuit, rightfully so, but don't pin on taxpayers. They have no choice. Where else do you think the money is coming from? If they settle, and it's whatever the settlement is, I mean, the city is funded by taxpayers. It's the taxpayers paying all of this out. Sarah says, today's theme. No kidding. Howard says, you have to have a road test to obtain a CDL license. Okay, right. That's a good point. So needless to say, this is something we're going to be following for you throughout the day. I mean, realistically, when you put 2 and 2 together, 1 is alarming, 2 is much more than a coincidence. So it's a little concerning when you see a second driver in just as many years behind the wheel of a city-owned vehicle on city time with no license. Jeanette, when I was a van driver in college for a 15-passenger van, they made me take a driving test for a van on campus yearly. Come on. I thought that was stupid, but hey, maybe not that stupid. Howard says, settlement or not, they should not have been behind the wheel. At the end, a young person is hurt, and that could have been prevented. Diamond says, my husband did for many years, and no one ever did a driving test, whether job to job or just for the license. CDL isn't a Class B. They can drive very big vehicles. Okay, so we're going to have to dig into this a little bit.
Yeah.
Lori says, was the driver under the influence? Not that we've heard. And Caitlin says, a little concerning. She laughs and says, a lot concerning. So we're going to be asking some questions of city council leaders. We're going to be asking questions of the mayor. I mean, how does this happen? Somebody's got to be answering some questions here. Needless to say, let's leave you with a smile. How's that? The Bills have a big weekend playing the Texans on Sunday. You going to watch?
And I hear it's a 1 o'clock game, so we can watch and still get to bed early to make it.
God willing, right?
Yeah.
Then the Sabres play today in Prague. They play tomorrow in Prague as well. You can watch the home open. Well, it's not the home opener, but you can watch the season opener today at the KeyBank Center, or excuse me, at the Seneca One Tower. Tomorrow at the KeyBank Center. So it's going to be a huge Buffalo sports weekend, and we love that for us. Bills and Sabres are back in action. Everyone's saying go Bills. Love that. Connie, Lori, Caitlin. It's true. We love our sports teams here.
Yes, I'm learning. Eat, sleep, breathe Bills.
No kidding. How have a couple of beers, enjoy the wings, the pizza, and the Bills. Have a great weekend, everyone.